Greetings, everyone. Welcome to race number 4 of the USA Truck Series. I am currently with a cold right now, so my voice and whatnot might be a little bit off, so y'all have to hold tight with me on it. Let's see, it's the 2013 trucks. that one there. Go to the USA Trucks. Last night we saw a thriller that Tristan Reams came out victorious. Our points leader is still that of Ant Me Person, and Philip Leeds, having finished dead last in this last race, is eligible. If he wins today's race, he will earn him the sponsor of Columbia. There's a few other minor sponsors going on that we'll have to see if a Ford qualifies dead last. If he can come from the rear and win the race, he will unlock the sponsor of Shelby.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
And tonight, after they took all the dirt off the track, we've got Daytona under the lights for a 200-miler with some of the fastest trucks in the circuit. With the last race being an added race to the schedule, we are currently on race 4 of 16. And I have been mentioning that I would like to expand the schedule. It's ever fluid right now, so we might have as many as 25 races in the Truck Series. The Truck Series seems to be the bread and butter of my NSSR NASCAR Racing 2003 universe. So I'd like to capitalize on this series in particular because it's garnered quite the following in the past couple months. After the first laps of qualifying have subsided, it looks like Matthew Fastnot is the fastest so far. Followed by Robert, Morgan, and the brothers Walker to set your top 5 right now. Tim Hansen continues to look strong and is going to try to continue his early season dominance at the front of the field. Zach Armstrong seems to run up front, but struggles to finish the races. Sitting 7th in qualifying right now, he's going to have to hope for a finish better than what he's had the last couple weeks. Then you got Krista Cower, Philip Leeds, James King, Roland Heidfeld, who's had a pretty cruddy start to the season, Ant Meeperson, who is going to continue his dominance and hopefully run up front again. Tim Cording is showing some strength early on in the season too, as well as Maggie Reams and last night's winner Tristan Reams. Newcomers, we got Al Bunch and Jack Ross. Then you got Jessica Hergeson, John Brinker, Paulo Ladino, Atlee Weiss, Chaz Chadwick, Gavin Legend, who came off of a solid second place last night, William Kinsella Jr., who's hoping to turn his fortunes around, Taden Bergeron also running on some bad luck in the last couple races. Then you got Kellen Oakley, David Bird, Luis Rodriguez, and Brandon Petrolsky. All the trucks are on track now. We're going to go ahead and let them do the start your engines.
Start your engine! Was how quick the commitment line comes up on you into turn 2 there. Don't let him speed because it's a short box right there. Second was under green flag, wear him out. Even if he says he understands, keep wearing him out to pit off from turn 4. Third was just love him, keep calm in.
Is it me or did that sound like the crew chief for Dale Jr.? I can hardly remember his name, but he's currently a commentary on NBC. And so the trucks are off. Matthew Fastenot off to the early lead here. It looks like Ant Meeperson is stuck in the center line there, which could be trouble. Philip Leeds has a lot to race for tonight. If he can win after finishing dead last week, Columbia will sign on and sponsor him for the remainder of the season. Zach Armstrong takes the lead early on in this running. Roland Heidfeld cracks his way into the third position there, getting up to second. This is the best that he's ever run all season. And Philip Leeds currently leads for a brief moment there, but Roland Heidfeld is going to take point and get the lead. And it looks like we're going to have a drag race for the lead, though, as Philip Leeds doesn't want to give it up. 3 wide. They're going 3 wide for the lead. Holy cow. Tim Cording slows up the 7 of Heidfeld and gives lead sole possession of the lead at the moment. And here we got last night's winner, Tristan Reams, now getting into third place. Tim Cording to the lead as he's got a strong push on the inside lane here. Tristan Reams second in tow, followed by Roland Heidfeld, who fell back a couple spots. Reams takes point in the lead there as Philip Leeds gets shuffled up high and starts to drop ever so slightly into the back there. We got 4 wide for the second row there. It looks like it's going to prevail without any trouble. Definitely a hairy situation to be stuck in for some of those drivers. It looks like in the midst of all that, Gavin Legend and Atlee Weiss take the most out of that, gaining advantage to the front. They're still trapped 4 wide in the center there. This is definitely trouble. Stuck in this meat sandwich includes the 0-0 of Jack Ross, number 50 of Tim Cording, Trevor Walker, and Tristan Reams right now. So many of the trucks are so close on track here, it's crazy. David Bird's running a solid top 10 at the moment, finding some extra strength in that Chevy of his. Might actually get to change his fortunes for a change and run up front. Atlee Weiss is doing good to hold off a hungry pack of trucks behind him. James King actually takes the lead just now. And now we've got Bird and Ladino working themselves into second and third. David Bird taking the lead. It's been a long time coming, and he leads his first lap in competition in the USA Truck Series. Chaz Chadwick makes his way into the lead now as Jessica Hergeson, and it looks like Tim Cording has worked his way out of the 4 wide bubble that he was stuck in. We got Tim Hansen and Luis Rodriguez on the inside lane there, followed by, it looks like, Brandon Petrolsky. As it seems like we're going to have a lot of 3 wide action at the lead here. This will be all night long. Very few trucks have asserted their dominance tonight yet, as we've seen a lot of movers and goers. Tim Hansen is going to lead this lap, it looks like, but I believe Luis Rodriguez is probably going to get a run on the inside. On lap 10 of 80, we definitely have everyone still fighting for a win here at Daytona. Guy running dead last right now was up front in potential lead position. Only under 2 seconds from the lead now. Luis Rodriguez has a run on the inside. It looks like Tim Hansen makes the block on him, though, and is keeping him at bay behind him. Ant Me Person is slowly working his way into the picture here. As it's now 1-2, Hansen over Chadwick, followed by Rodriguez and Petrolsky. And David Bird is currently fighting for 5th against Al Bunch. Looks like Chadwick is going to make the pass on Hansen for the lead here. So you can get some drafting help from Rodriguez. Unfortunately, it looks like Rodriguez is going to quit on the drafting and try to make a pass for the lead at the same time. As they're bunching up here for 3 wide, Hansen gets shuffled way outside the groove, but he's able to fall in line in the second lane there. Rodriguez leads that lap. Trying to find what camera angle I like best. The 2 TV ones are kind of lackluster. Oh, this may be better. So, Chadwick is currently leading over Tim Hansen and Rodriguez. There is a little bit more separation from first to last right now, as it looks like Bergeron is starting to lose connection with the draft. Not completely off the draft yet. He's still got a toe on the last place driver in front of him. Chadwick currently leads over Al Bunch, Jordan Walker, Luis Rodriguez, and John Brinker, it looks like. Correct, that is John Brinker and James Robert, followed by Nathan Morgan, Matthew Fastnot, Maggie Reams, and Tim Hansen, rounding out your top 10 at the moment. Al Bunch currently leading. Looks like he's going to lead his first lap in this race. Yet again, guys, I apologize. I do have a cold and I'm struggling through it, but I'm going to try my best to commentate with minimal hindrances. So, Jordan Walker's taking the lead now, but Al Bunch has got a good draft on that outer line. It looks like he's going to try to fight back for that lead. As they are 3 abreast behind the leaders. it looks like everyone's getting bunched back up here as our last place driver is catching back up to him as well. 4 wide in the second row. We've got Chadwick, Armstrong, Morgan, and Roberts, who are in the hornet's nest right now. And now bring Petrolsky into the mix, as well as Al Bunch, who struck on the high groove there as well. Currently, Fastnot's leading, but Chaswick wants to get by, and so he does. Brandon Petrolsky also looking strong there on the inside lane, getting a push from Atlee Weiss. Chadwick back to the lead again. Weiss now in second, Fastnot in third, and William Kinsella Jr. looking strong, working his way into the top 5. Our dominant drivers are starting to show up in this race, as we've got Chadwick, who's led probably more laps than anyone else right now. And the shuffling at the front has kind of dampered here, so maybe you're seeing that the tire fall off is kind of taking its course here. Once they get green flag pit stops, we might get back to the ebb and flow at the front. But for the current time, it looks like Chadwick is making the most of leading out front right now. Albeit he is burning more gas out front, so we'll see if that plays into it. Armstrong is making some moves up to the front here. Atlee Weiss falls back to third. Roland Heidfeld looking good in fourth. And Nathan Morgan's getting a push from Tristan Reams. So Tristan Reams has definitely gone from the front to the back and back up to the front again. Armstrong is taking the lead now on Chadwick. We are still caution free through 22 laps in the race. Weiss made a slick move to take the lead from Armstrong there, but it looks like Morgan is now going to move in as there's a fast group of trucks on that inside line. You've got Reams followed by Krista Cower, Gavin Legend, Paulo Ladino, Tim Cording, Philip Leeds, Jessica Hergeson, and it looks like they're all moving to the front. Reams leads, and looking good out front right now. His wife Maggie is mid-pack running about 20th in the 34 truck there. Now it looks like Gavin Legend's going to go for the lead on Krista Cower here. As mentioned, that inside lane, they're all moving up to the front. And it looks like they're going to shuffle the lead out about once a lap right now. Legend leads that lap this time round. Krista Cower is going to make it work on the outside lane, it looks like. But Gavin Legend's going to prevail because he's got that ever so needed inside line. Philip Lead takes the lead for a brief period, but Jessica Hergeson has a faster run and gets by him. David Bird also might have something to say about it as he's running behind Jessica. As it looks like we're all back to bunched up again. The accordion is now closed yet again. The whole field is separated in 1 second. 1.04 separates first to last, which is amazing. You could throw a blanket over these trucks. Philip Leeds is leading. David Bird second. Jessica Hergeson third. Al Bunch working his way in on the inside there. He's going to get potentially both spots and work his way up to second. Philip Leeds is a sitting duck right now as he's got a bunch of trucks drafting up behind him. Al Bunch is going to get by, take the lead. James Robert and Trevor Walker following right behind. And he ain't going to maintain the lead for long as it looks like Robert is going to get by him as they enter turn 3 here. Kellen Oakley has showed up in the top 5 for the first time tonight. It seems like we haven't seen much of him at all. As well as Maggie Reams, who's third in line on the inside lane. Maggie Reams to the lead with Luis Rodriguez on the inside. Tayden Berggren, who is running at the back of the field for the longest time, is now sitting in 4th, working his way up to 3rd as I speak. We got a lot of our usual suspects at the front here. Berggren and Fastnot, as well as Trevor Walker. It definitely is crazy how much the field can change in any given lap at Daytona. All these trucks are pretty identical in the terms of how they're set up, and so everyone has a legit chance to win. That's definitely why they call all the restrictor plate races a wild card race, because it'll bring some of the lesser teams to the forefront, and you'll see a Cinderella story for sure. James King's out front leading again, but it looks like Gavin Legend is going to get by with some help from Roland Heidfeld. Ant Me Person has trickled his way back up to the front again. We're still 31 laps into this race and no cautions, so green flag pit stops are likely to start happening soon. It's quite unique to see that outside line with some good drafting help. Very rarely do you see drivers making a pass on the outside. Gavin's lead was short-lived, and it looks like he's going to get trapped 3 wide in the center. The meat on the bread of the sandwich. Our, our dominant driver of Chaz Chadwick is working his way back to the front again. It's likely that he'll take the lead and hold it for multiple laps. Ant Me Person would like to get his first victory of the season. If I remember correctly, I don't believe he's won yet this year. He's just been very dominant, running up front each week. Correction, Ant Me Person won the first race of the season at 8 Bull. My bad. It's been a while since that race, so I kind of skimmed that one by. So, Ant Me Person would be looking at potentially his second victory of the season. And we're getting our first green flag pit stops of the race on lap 37 of 80. So this is going to be pushing it. We might end up seeing a gas mileage race. It might get kind of wonky here at the end. Amongst the drivers that are staying out the longest, we've got King, Hansen, Hergeson, and Legend. Right now, it's going to hurt them the worst because they are losing the draft as I speak. And the other trucks are going to come out and slow them down some more. So we're going to see how this late strategy works. It might not work very well at all. James King might actually be running out of gas on track as I speak as well. Running 160, he gets passed by Legend and Hansen and Hergeson, all of which are pitting now. I do believe he ran out of gas on that. He was coasting around the outside. So we're going to stick around on these guys, see how they shuffle out. We got Hansen, Legend, and Hergeson now coming out off pit road. And those two drivers, it looks like, and it's going to be hairy for a while here as they're coming. Wow, that was close on Legend there. Those faster trucks dang near collided. Looks like they're mostly going to shuffle out in assorted packs here, as we've got a faster front pack led by Jordan Walker. Philip leads. And then you got the others, they'll catch up to those two likely because they're out front a bit too far. They ain't going to be able to do much drafting with two trucks. We've got Tristan Reams, Atlee Weiss, and Ant Meeperson, who are likely going to catch these two leaders at the front. It looks like we've got Fastnot, Berggren, Oakley, Bird, Brinker, Cower. Hergeson wound up coming out 17th, so she lost a lot of ground. William Kinsella Jr. 18th. Al Bunch 19th. Maggie Reams 20th. And as we see, the lead pack has now turned into the lead 6. And I think that other pack's going to catch the lead 6 here as well. They look to be pretty well established in the drafting pack. Leading this pack is Kellen Oakley. We've got Hansen, got Berggren, we've got Legend and Bird, along with Zach Armstrong. Al Bunch is working his way in there on the inside lane. We got 3 more trucks that are going to join that party. Looks like Luis Rodriguez and Paulo Ladino not too far out. And Philip Leeds is where he needs to be if he wants to earn a new sponsor tonight. Unfortunately, the pack that's the furthest back is Trevor Walker with Jack, along with Roland, and then Tim. Then you got Nathan and James Robert. Looks like you got about 4 of them packed together there, and then a drop off of the 2 with Nathan Morgan and James Robert. Definitely not as bad as last night with the truck, where we had about 3 or 4 on the dirt track, different packs separated throughout the 2.5 mile Daytona circuit. And now our leaders are getting slowly enveloped by the second pack. Now we've got about 15 trucks in the front pack. Still 46 laps into the race and no caution yet. Everyone's pulling off a masterful race right now. Jordan Walker is now making a pass for the lead on leads, with Chadwick following right behind. Here's our third pack on track, the 00, the 50, 31, 7, and 41. We'll see, because James King ran out of gas coming onto pit road. So these guys, I don't know, James King might have a little bit extra in the tank. But our lead pack right here is looking pretty strong. We got 20 drivers fighting for the win. Maggie is leading, and Armstrong is going to make a pass there. We got Kellen Oakley, as well as I believe that might be the 135 of, the 135 of Brandon Petrolsky in third right now. Tim Hansen, Jessica Hergeson, Gavin Legend, John Brinker, Chaz Chadwick. Looks like Kinsella Jr. is doing pretty good, running in 10th there. As they're bunching up tight again, we're getting a lot of 3-wide racing at the front. 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. We got Kinsella moving into the lead now. Rodriguez moving up to second. Berggren looks like he's going to get up to third. Berggren's going to put some of that bad luck behind him as he takes the lead with a vengeance on lap 51. But Ladino is coming in strong, going to take the lead from him on the next lap here. With some drafting help from Krista and Tristan on the inside lane. We got Hergeson now, going to take the lead back. Maybe not, as Leeds is going to put the block on her and maintain the lead. Grabbing some help from both lanes and drafting. Holds up Al Bunch and Jessica Hergeson both and maintains his lead. Al Bunch gets a good run on the inside there and takes the lead. As Weiss looks like he's going to follow right behind him. Once you lose the draft in that outside line, you're kind of condemned to purgatory at that point and have to drop all the way back before you can get back on the inside line. Jordan Walker takes the lead as we've got, looks like maybe Luis Rodriguez has fallen a bit off the draft there in the back. But they're so bunched up that I don't believe he's going to lose the pack altogether. It's just going to take a couple more laps for him to catch up. Because we've got 22 laps to go. We've got the lead pack here, and then the second pack in the back led by Trevor Walker. We haven't had any kind of wreck to speak of, and no mechanical failures either. As I'm kind of mind-boggled as to why NR 2003 is playing so flawlessly in the first 4 races of the truck season. Nothing wrong with that. I definitely like good hard action. It doesn't necessarily have to be created on by wrecks and cautions, even though it's nice to have at least a wreck during one race, each race to have a caution of sorts to kind of shuffle it up. But we have definitely been treated to some good racing in the last 4 weeks. It looks like Luis Rodriguez hasn't totally lost the pack yet. He's still working on it. He's still getting some drafting. He's going to have to hope for these guys to get 3 and 4 wide to start slowing him down again. He's definitely got the advantage of getting to the inside lane before anyone else can. I think what's hurting it right now is that the leader will go out there and lead, and instead of maintaining that lead, they'll lose the lead, and the next truck will come through like a conveyor belt. Just now it looks like Luis Rodriguez is on the inside line and just about to bump into David Bird there in the draft. With 19 laps to go, we've got some big names mired mid-pack right here. Ant Me Person running about 19th. Fast Not running about 20th. We got Tristan Reams in about 15th. And for the lead, it looks like we're going to get Armstrong passing Walker, Jordan Walker. And then Tim Hansen has got a good run on the inside there as well. It looks like we might be 3 wide for the lead here in a minute. This is about where the racing action is going to amp up. Everyone's going to try to find their way to the front here as we've got 17 laps to go. I'm thinking 15 will be about the mark where everyone's going to try everything they can to work their way to the front. We might end up seeing a wreck. And then we've also got the added wrinkle of I'm not sure everyone can make it to the end on fuel. They might have been testing the water. They might not have been showing all they had in the tank. We knew that they could go at least 38 laps. A lot of these drivers pitted on lap 36 and 37, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that too. We had something go on right now. What the heck? How did they get all separated? We did have a caution. Man, I looked at my phone for a minute and we actually had a wreck. My bad, guys. Sorry that I took my eyes off the prize there. And we did. We had a wreck involving the 08. Oh, the 9 of Hansen and Reams, followed by Walker. Oh, Brennan got run into there by Al Bunch pretty hard. Petrolski. Looks like it all started at the number 9 of Tim Hansen. So now I don't think we're going to have any troubles. Everyone's probably going to come down pit road and the gas mileage drama will be thrown out the window. We had some 4 wide for the lead, or at least at the front there. Hansen looks like he's able to survive and move on as Jordan Walker might end up getting the worst of this here. Actually, the 08 of Al Bunch probably gets it by far the worst because he runs right into Petrolski at the end there. This also helps the other drivers that were stuck in that second pack. It'll give them a fresh breath of air. Let's see, how did Taden Berggren fare on the wreck? Did he make it through clean? Yeah, relatively. Looks like he might have got kissed there by the 10. Nothing major. Atlee Weiss looks like he got through it. I do believe he got maybe shuffled into the wall there. He did get a kiss by Petrolski, and he kept it off the wall. Sorry, I'm going to keep going through and trying to see all the close saves here. Let's watch the in-car on. Chad's looking like a Chad pulling it off without getting in the wreck. This pack here looks relatively unscathed as well. Yeah, they took the inside line there. Everyone else, it still looks like minimal damage to most of them. I'm afraid Al Bunch probably is going to have some lasting repercussions from the damage. Yep, so it looks like Al Bunch retired and the 135 of Brandon Petrolski also retired. So you got your 2 retirees in the race. So if I'm not mistaken, I don't know what happened and why it shows John Brinker in the lead. They must have made some pit stops, putting him outside the top 5 there. Gavin Legend currently holds the lead over Jessica Hergeson, Aunt Me Person, Maggie Reams, and Kinsella Jr. after all that transpired, after the top 5 I listed earlier, we've got Philip Leeds, Brinker, Chadwick, Landino, and Rodriguez to round out your top 10. 11th on back, we've got Tristan Reams, David Bird, James King, Atlee Weiss, and Taden Berggren to round out your top 15. The lights are off on the pace truck and we're going to get back to action here. It's going to be an 11 lap fight to the end. Driver that qualified last was Brandon Petrolsky, who is out of the race. Luis Rodriguez and David Bird look to be the ones that are going to be our hard chargers for the evening here. Pace truck is going to make its turn on the pit road here, as Gavin Legend is going to lead the field to the green in that lime green Spotify truck. And we've got 11 laps to go. Here we go. The second pack of trucks are going to get a shot at it after all. So Trevor Walker, Tim Cording, we might see them potentially fight their way up front to the win. One thing I did miss, I didn't check to see if we had people pit during that caution. Likely everyone did, and that's how it shuffled the front field up a little bit. Looks like our slower trucks in the back there are the ones that got collected in the wrecks. Trevor Walker is already going to make a net gain after the caution. He's after running about 26th, he's up to 17th right now. Maggie Reams takes the lead from Gavin, and Philip is also making a move up there to second. Chaz Chadwick. We got Ant Meatperson in the top 5 there. And Philip Leeds is gonna work his way to the lead again. Still one of the few drivers racing for a lot more than a win this evening. Redemption, after finishing dead last week, coming to the front and winning would be such sweet satisfaction. We got 3 wide, and this is going to start to get hairy again. Thought you saw the big one earlier. We might just have another big one to cap it off. The 00 of... Oh, he's 1 lap down, unfortunately. Jack Ross. So he's gonna get mired back in a unfortunate 27th or 26th place finish here, even though it still looks like he's got a truck fast enough to win it. Chaz Chadwick has definitely been the most dominant driver tonight, leading the most laps. Back out front again with 7 laps to go as they're going to come to the start-finish line. That'll make 7 laps to go. And crazy enough, Tim Cording, after being trapped in that second pack before the caution, he's worked his way up into the top 5. So he's going to turn what was going to be a 26th or 27th place finish into a solid top 10 at least if he keeps it up. James Roberts out front leading right now, as well as Roland Heidfeld still showing that strength tonight. Tim Hansen, even though he was collected in the wreck earlier, minimized his damage and he's running P7 right now. Six laps to go, and I think you're about to see a lot of the comers and goers right here. This is going to be the make or break moment of the race, hopefully. With as few laps to go, I think your best position would be on the inside line. If the lead starts swapping, you'll start moving up the conveyor belt. So someone like Ant Me Person and Gavin Legend, who are stuck on the outside right now, they're going to have a hard time winning this race if they don't find it on their way onto the inside. We do have a 2-truck breakaway with Chadwick and Roberts. This will kind of slow down the pack as these guys catch up to them. They won't be able to make a pass on them since they're too wide holding up the track. It's going to slow the momentum as soon as the 50 gets up there, as you can see. It's going to bunch everyone back up. I think that's going to benefit Taden Berggren the most, who's running at the very end of the pack. And our new leader is Tim Cording, which has been a topsy-turvy day for him. David Bird sitting solidly in 4th right now. Ant Me Person has worked his way onto the inside line, so you might watch out for him. Atlee Weiss is going to find his way onto the inside here shortly. And Gavin Legend might be trying to make up as much space on track as he can to get on the inside as well. Taden Berggren's caught back up to the back of the pack there, as David Bird's going to make a pass for 3rd. Tim Cording is holding off Chadwick there, trying to keep the lead from him. As we do have a lap traffic of Kellen Oakley that's going to put a bind in things up front. Cording and Chadwick looks like they're trying to prepare for a photo finish. This lap traffic is going to hurt them. Hopefully they can get by with very minimal hindrance. Doesn't look like that's the case as Kellen takes the inside. He's going to hold up the inside lane. But it looks like he might get trapped in the middle here, and that'll be best case scenario for these leaders. As long as he drops down the center, no one else tries to pass underneath him here. It looks like it's just going to slow down the outside lane now, as we've got Chadwick to the lead over Courting. Courting doesn't want to give up that lead for too long, as he's only got 2 laps to make it back 5. Sadly, the lap traffic's going to put a big damper on things here, as Kellen Oakley is still holding up traffic. And getting onto that inside lane doesn't do him very much good now, as there's been some separation at the front. Going to be white flag this time by. Chadwick is still holding serve over Courting. There ain't much draft help for him, so we're going to see a bunch of trucks driving around. I believe these two are a sit and duck. Your winner is going to come from third on back, I believe. Courting might make a calculated decision here whether he sticks with the 79 or sticks with the 18. It looks like neither, as he's going to try to get around, try to push it on the high lane. Chadwick still holding serve. James Robert to second. David Bird's going to help give Tim Courting a push on the outside. But I believe it's going to be a little too late for the rest of the field. Surprisingly, Chadwick, the sit and duck out front, managed to hold off everyone else behind him, pulling off the victory. James Robert, Tim Courting, David Bird with a solid 4th place finish. Trevor Walker, after being mired deep outside, up to 5th. Matthew Fastnot 6th. Atlee Weiss 7th. Tristan Reeves coming from victory lane to an 8th place finish. Jordan Walker, Ant Meeperson with his worst finish of the season in 10th. Zach Armstrong, Paulo Ladino, Tim Hansen, John Brinker, Roland Heidfeld, the 41 truck of James King, and the 40 of Jessica Hergeson, Tayden Berggren, Krista Cower, Maggie Reams, Luis Rodriguez in 21st, Gavin Legend in 22nd, Philip Leeds falls out into 23rd, William Kinsella Jr. in 24th. Then we had the 8, the 00, the 5, the 135, and the 08. So congratulations to Chaz Chadwick with a dominant performance to win the race. He definitely led the most laps en route to his victory this evening. In an 80-lap race that saw 1 caution and only 2 drivers retire, it was definitely an action-packed race at Daytona. Few of the drivers did come up short with some extracurricular bonuses on the line. Philip Leeds had to win this race in order to get Columbia as a sponsor. Next week, Al Bunch will be looking at getting a victory to try and secure that very same sponsor. I'm going to look towards trying to announce another surprise entry on the schedule. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll try to get the points and everything else tallied up here before I go to bed tonight.
Rick, did you have any ignition problems?
Congrats again to Chaz Chadwick. And that makes 4 different winners in 4 races in the USA Trucks this year. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Tomorrow night, I will look to host the Sylvania Bush League, their 7th race in the season. And then the Cup Series, which I don't broadcast, will be run on Friday. So Friday. So thanks again, and this is Jake tuning out.